Hey guys, Ranjan here bringing you another StarCraft commentary. Now I have set 3 of KT Magicians against Hite Sparkyz after 2 great games and an insane set 2. We're looking forward to an insane set 3. Flash versus Leta. We have what promises to be an epic TVT, an absolute epic TVT between 2 of the best players that you have right now in StarCraft. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I know I have a reputation a little bit as a Leta fanboy, but I like Flash as well, and I'm mostly just a fan of StarCraft, and Leta is one of my favorite players. But, you know, as a commentator, honestly, I just want to watch the game rather than root for one of the players. So, okay, colors have been changed, but we're going to have Flash as beige Terran at 11 o'clock, and we're going to have Leta as a red Terran at 7 o'clock, so they changed colors a little bit because I believe it was green and teal or blue and teal, and those are horrible for the minimap, especially when you are on mirror matchups. Sympathy there. But yeah, these guys are so close to each other to statistics. There's 68% TVT, both of them. Flash has like double the games that Leta has though, so he's a lot more experienced, a lot more rounded player. And Leta is actually just under a percent, I think 0.80 or so ahead of Flash. But as I said, Flash has a lot more games, so honestly I think his wins count for a little bit more. Leta is one of those players that, you know, he hasn't played that much, but he's playing very well. Hasn't proven himself in the individual leagues yet. I believe he got knocked out in the round of 16 in the last OSL, and he got knocked out in the round of 8 in the last MSL, where he actually lost to the MSL champion. So that's something you gotta feel proud at least. Hey, if you're gonna lose, why not lose to the champion? You know, it's gotta fill you up a little bit with pride. So Flash apparently going for a wall off, actually putting down a Rax alongside his supply depot there to wall off. Leta just putting down his first supply depot inside of his own base, also actually putting down a barracks to wall off, but apparently not feeling the need, maybe he was a little bit late or something, and decided to build his first supply depot inside of his base rather than to help him block it off. But Flash is going for the full blockade. Both players actually going for the full blockade just inside of their main. It's also possible to block off your natural, but it takes 2 supply depots instead of 1. Both players just sort of, you know, spamming around a little bit, getting their APM up to the levels that are necessary. Both these players, of course, immensely strong players, and TVT takes so much APM, so much timing, so much reaction. Both these guys, of course, have that in spades. Both players still, no scouts going out. I assume Flash is going to wall off, then send out his first SCV scout. Just now finishing his barracks. Leta also now just finishing his barracks. Actually, no, never mind that. Both players going for factory, so pretty much mirror builds. So far, only Leta has not closed himself off yet, but, well, Flash has. So Flash is a little bit safer. Both players have sent out their scouts. Leta's actually going to scout Flash first, while Flash is going to scout Leta a little bit late. Now just Leta just now walling off, building a Marine there to run through though first. Both players have built Marines to just run around. Marines are going to meet the SCV as it's coming in, but it's not going to be able to get through. So Leta's going to find himself without a scout, not really knowing what's going on. Both players pretty much for the most part going for mirror builds, except for the wall offs are a little bit different. But aside from that, so far very much a mirror. That SCV running away barely with its life. Flash now running back. It's too bad really. Flash probably still wouldn't have gotten the scout even if he, you know, went with his force inside. And Flash going, I think this might be 2 ports. Flash apparently thinking of, yes, Flash indeed getting a 2-port Wraith to get Leta here. Doing something that Leta actually has a signature. You could say that 2-port Wraith is a signature Leta. And he himself is actually going for a starport. Leta has a signature, and it's kind of a signature going for 2-port Wraiths against Zerg. Flash actually going to use 2-port Wraith against Leta in a TVT. First Vulture now out for Leta, though. He's also bidding his machine shop. On the opposite side, Flash has not done anything from his factory. He's just now producing Wraiths. And on the opposite side, apparently Leta thinking of sneaking his Vulture, and he's actually going to try to sneak the Vulture in through this. Try to sneak it past this temple. There's a little neat trick he can do by using mining those minerals. And he's actually going to try to get the Vulture. The Vulture might actually go through. Vulture trying. No, not managing there to go through. Almost. We got a Desperate trying to sneak that through. He needs that scout because he's no idea what Flash is going. Flash is actually going for duplication. If we'd actually manage to sneak this Vulture through, apparently he decides not to try because he's not being too successful. But yeah, 2 starports are now up. Vulture just going to stand around. They're not going to be able to do anything. We're going to have Wraiths out very soon. The opposite side, Leta's actually going for one single starport alongside the control tower. So he might actually be thinking of going for drops. And overall, he's just going to go to the lead. Is still trying to sneak the Vulture through. Apparently, this time being successful. Okay, finally managed to sneak that through. There's one SCV. They're going to spot that Vulture. Going to try to block it, but not being successful. And the first Wraith now is out. He's going to take out that one single Vulture. And actually, an Academy going down for Flash as well. So he's going to get scan up so he can get the scouting. Because he has no real clue as to what Leta's doing. Leta is actually, no, he's upgrading Cloak. Leta's going to get Cloak, so he's also going to go for Wraiths. Counter Wraiths and Wraiths also getting down an Armory. So at this point, I don't know what the hell is going on. This is far from your standard TVT. Both players knowing not to play standard. First 2 Wraiths are now out. We're in position to attack tank, but other Marines, though, in position to defend. And neither player has engineering base at this point. I assume the Armory is going to be to help Leta possibly build some Goliaths to help defend against these Wraiths, but Armory is not going to go up. First Wraith up for Leta as well. Probably does not have Cloak yet. He's going to try and engage. Wraiths are going to start engaging. Okay, Cloak is up. So there's 1 Cloak Wraith against 3 normal Wraiths, and now Flash doesn't have Scan yet, I believe. So he's waiting for that. Yeah, their Scan goes off, and Flash, managed to take out the Wraith, and now there's nothing there to defend Leta. Leta's going to be a little bit of trouble. There are 3 Wraiths of Flash that are flying around, going to start taking out SCVs. But again, a Cloak Wraith comes out, and Flash apparently this time not having Scan, sacrificing one of his Wraiths. Microing out pretty well, though, just to try to make his Wraiths run, trying to dodge the shots from the enemy Wraith, but does get taken out. Flash on the opposite side, still using his own Wraiths, also has his own Cloak up. So both players have Cloak at this point. Scan, Comsat Station just coming up now for Leta, so he's not going to be able to scan that 1 Wraith in there. Those 2 Wraiths of Flashes are going to be able to harass, go around, prevent bullets from coming up. Now a couple of Wraiths that are shooting at each other, and apparently Flash, being the better there, also gets Cloak up, so Leta's Wraith is going to get mowed down. So wow, so far just nothing but aerial battles for both players. Again, Flash going to get one of Leta's Wraiths almost caught. Scans going off. And both players are trying to get scans off everywhere. They only have 1 base, both players, so scans are extremely limited. Can't really use them too much. Leta just trying to take advantage of his first scan. Flash actually scanning him just back before he loses any Wraiths and kills him. So now both players going for expansions. Leta just building it straight up, while Flash is actually going to float it off over his wall. Second gas going up down for Leta as well. Flash, not quite sure if he's producing any more Wraiths. He's done some harassment, prevented the armor from coming up. I think he's killed several SCVs and hasn't really taken any economic damage himself. Still has several Wraiths just being repaired there. And now Leta has a Wraith coming in. No turrets to help defend this. I'm not seeing any engineering, but I'm a little bit surprised. Flash doesn't really have anything in the way of aerial defenses. Just putting his 1 command center, the Wraith not harassing that, not trying to take out that 1 SCV that was building command center, just flying around getting the scout. Actually, I think while the opportunity stands, Leta actually should take advantage of the opportunity he has to take out the 1 single scan. Machine Shop also now spinning for Leta, so he's apparently going for siege mode for his tanks. And again, flying on, trying to harass the Wraiths of Flash. Scans going off, and Flash manages again to take out the Wraiths of Leta. Leta's Wraith micro failing him a little bit here. He's lost a lot more Wraiths than Flash has. Flash has been a little bit more successful with his Wraiths. Also just keeps repairing them and keeps them alive. Just now getting his 2nd refinery. And I think that's only his 2nd factory now coming up for Flash. So he's going to start producing troops now. On the opposite side, Leta going for his 3rd factory, and his 2nd factory actually has a machine shop going up. So he's going to start producing tanks at a much higher rate. Also thinking of taking his mineral only, apparently. And just has Goliath so far to help defend, probably relying on scans. Flash still has those 3 Wraiths, not producing anymore at the moment, planning down some tanks outside of his natural expansion to help himself defend. Both players at this point have simply kind of sat down and going just standard macro gameage at this point. Flash moving out with a few tanks, take out a scouting marine, was running up, and the lead actually has a few forces moving up in the middle alongside of floating barracks for spotting purposes. Leta actually also has a spotting barracks just ready to float out should it be needed, and I think a big danger here for Leta is those 3 Wraiths again gonna fly out, no defenses. He's gonna start harassing some SCVs, 1 SCV kill, gonna be another SCV kill right here. 2 SCV kills. No Goliath running into position. Goliath just now returning. I think Flash is going to be able to manage even more SCV kills. Probably going to get one more scan going off, though. Oh, Leta with a preemptive scan. Very small. Just knew that Flash was probably going to cloak as soon. 2 scans going off. Many different locations. Both players probably not wanting to invest in engineering bay and turrets just to defend against this, feeling that their scans and Goliath movements are just enough. Wraith's now going to stand outside near the SCV lines with another scan going off. This time not be too successful. And Leta apparently, oh wow, Leta actually going to take the 9 o'clock. He's going to take a base that's very risky unless he defends it well. Going to be very risky to hold. It's very close to Flash's troops.